All right, guys, this is Nerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free to play mystery shard only champion spotlight. Today, we're going to be doing a little fun guy. Yeah, this guy's cute. Look at his little face. He looks like something out of out of Hellraiser, but he put a helmet on because he didn't want you to see his pins. So yeah, this is Grinner. He is a undead horde hero, and we did get him fairly recently. He's a kind of a new person to the team, but we're going to him and kind of tell you how he is and if he's any good. I mean, honestly, so far, he's pretty good. All right, so let's take a check at his skills and see what he's all about. So he attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns, which is nice. Now, this one's weird. It does work sometimes. It's a little off. But yeah, it's a really good skill. Either way, you get attack up, right? Attacks all enemies, has a 20% chance of removing one random buff from each target. Now, this does increase, say you get like a 50% chance. So it's not terrible. It still is going to miss often, but it's still worth it because removing even one buff from an ally, like a counterattack perhaps, like even if you have 5 enemies with counterattack, if you get 2 or 3 off, it's not bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's going to get attacked. So that means you're going to need to have him a little more beefy. But hey, it works. Revives an ally. This is his best skill, I would assume. Revives an ally with 50% HP. Places a shield buff on the revived champion for 2 turns, equal to 20% of their max HP. Now, in the beginning, obviously, you can see we have a cooldown of 3 negative here. In the beginning, this skill is useless because it basically never goes off. Now that we have all the books, yes. 4 turns for a revive ain't terrible on a rare, so it's worth it. All right, his aura is a resistance in faction crypts by 30%. Now, the reason that he is good, honestly, is because he's a reviver. That's going to be the thing that we're going to play into the most, so we will take a check at that. But let's look at his masteries. We did go down an offense and a support tree. You could go a couple different ways with Grinner. I mean, his attack, he does have attacks. So that's most of his skills are attack based, but do you need attack on him? Probably not. If I had to kind of really pick around here, I'd probably just build him with support and maybe down to accuracy and then defense all the way down through, almost like you're building a clan boss hero, like basically coming down this route here where you're coming this way and then down to counterattacks and stuff like that and resistances. Might be a better option just to give him that little bit of extra accuracy. But this is what we did for now. It's not perfect, but it works. So at least you can see what we did with him. It does give him a little bit more attack, so that's not terrible. But I don't think he honestly needs it so much unless you're really trying to, unless you're really hard up for attack. I wouldn't do it. So now we did put him in a bolster set. The reason we did this is because we want him to have a shield for faction wars. All right. Now the waves are a little bit harder in the faction wars with the team that we specifically have. If you have better healers and things like that, you'll probably be able to get through it a lot easier. We are on the final stage of Undead Hordes, and that is simply because we got him. All right, so just to kind of give you an idea of how good he is, he's great for faction wars, and he's great for other content where you just happen to need a reviver and you just can't, like the city, things like that. I couldn't say there's anywhere specific that I would pick him, but hey, you know what? He's really good either way. He's got a crit rate glove. He's got HP on his chest and he's got speed on his boots. We actually forgot to level up his boot apparently, so there you go. His HP on his little ring. We've got defense on his amulet, and we've got accuracy on his other thing here, which we're going to upgrade 1 now, right there. Just get it to 16. See, there you go. I don't know why we didn't do that before. I actually forgot that I had switched his gear. So we're going to see if we can get him to 16 right here on the video, right? Yep, there you go. Boom. Look at that, 16. All right, he's got all his gear maxed. Now we can actually say all his gear is maxed. But yeah, really, really good hero. Let's go check him out and see what he can do. Would I use him in the arena? I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't. But we're going to give him a shot in here anyway. We don't want anyone to feel unloved in the arena. I don't know if there's going to be any fights in here that we would specifically choose for him. Yeah, this is a tough one, but hey, let's go in and try it. So we're going to take her out, and we're going to bring him in. Now, he brings an attack up, and he can remove debuffs. What does that mean for your arena team? Well, it means that, if you're, I think he's better for a go second team, to be honest. Like, because then you let them get their turns, he can do their buffs, and then he goes and takes it off. But honestly, yeah, I don't know if I would. Like I said, I really wouldn't even probably use him in here. You already have your attack up with either, Spirit Host or with Arbiter. So this is not, it's just not his arena. It's just not the place for him. Get it? It's not his arena. We'll freeze everyone. All right, so now he does have the revive though, so there is that. We are going to use his AoE because we're not too worried about. Actually, no, we're going to save his AoE. We're going to go to try to kill this guy. See, 5,000 damage. Nothing really good there. We'll try to kill that lady. We don't really like her. There we go. Boom. Oh, he's unkillable now. See, but this might be a good time for him to come in and shine. But then we still have, you know, her that can do that. And he did survive that attack from Monkey Boy, so there is that. All right, we're gonna try and kill her because she's annoying. All right, now we're gonna use the remove debuff. There you go. See, it actually worked, so that's good. All right, what can we do here now to stop anybody from killing us? All right, we're good there. Ooh, they're all dead, and we're provoked. Look at all that nonsense. I didn't think we were gonna win this. Like I said, he's a terrible hero to add to this team. Look at all that death. Oh, I'm like, how did he revive? She revived. Oh, because, that's right, I forgot he has a revive. There you go, everyone's dead. So did he help us? No, he did not help us at all. Now let's go in here and try it again, but this time, just so you can kind of see the difference of what you can do with literally one hero on your team. This is going to be the first time I go back in here without him, just to kind of show you guys. But now we've got defense down. All right, we can freeze everyone. We can kill her. And then this, look at that. Just the difference of one hero. All right, now we're going to go in and decrease his turn meter. All right, we're not going to be able to kill him, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll just kill him. Ooh, he's doing some serious damage. He's like, hey, buddy. Boom, you're dead anyway. See? So, like, is he gonna make your arena team better? No. Literally one hero on my team with the defense down changed the entire dynamic of that fight, and it gave us the ability to win. So would I bring him in here? No. If you got no one else in the beginning of the game and you want him to, just be a tanky kind of hero, then yes, you could bring him in there. But otherwise, yeah, no. No, no, no to that. Now, I don't think that faction is open, so we can't really go in there. But as you can see, we did win. All right, so we actually no, we're Undead Horde. Sorry, we didn't win yet. We have him as a reviver. It hasn't opened yet since I think we got him leveled up. We're going to try and put some regen on some of the heroes and things like that, but I believe we did get to the boss, and I think we die there because he does do a lot of damage, and I don't think Grinner can actually handle the upgrade. I mean, the death that comes from it. So we got to kind of upgrade our heroes a little bit before we finish it. But yeah, we did get to stage 60 with him. I definitely think he's a good hero. Any reviver in Faction Wars is good. That's basically it. That's like the end game for that. As far as dungeons go, I mean, where would I bring him? Let's look at this specifically. He doesn't have any double or triple attacks, so he's definitely not a Fire Knight person. Shogun, unless you have him in a blessing, I probably wouldn't say he's useful there. Sand Devil's Necropolis, once again, he doesn't really bring a lot of status effects, so he's probably not the best option there. If I had to guess any one of these fights, I mean, even Spider, he might be useful just because he has an AoE, but that's early game Spider. We're not even like, I wouldn't bring him into the later areas unless you really have a good tank and then he just dies and you need someone to revive him for some reason. Then yeah, maybe Spiders then. Minotaur, I mean, like everything in here we can bring him in if we want. Yeah, we've got my boy there. Where is he? Where is my duder? It's I told you guys, it's getting harder and harder to find the heroes that I need. There we go. Start. Just so you can kind of see him in action. We'll keep him on auto. Now we've got Spirit Host, who's going to speed up this fight a lot, but I mean, he does get the attack up. See, he did get it on. So if we just took out, honestly, if we took out Spirit Host and just left him as the attack up, does it work? Yes. Is it the optimal option? No. And that's the funny thing. This is the first time we're going to do a champion spotlight on a hero that I'm telling you is actually really good, that I wouldn't recommend for almost any content, which is kind of funny. He's really good in a pinch is what he is. That's what he's great for. There's nowhere specific that I'd be like, yes, outside of Faction Wars and the city, there's nowhere specific that I'd be like, yo, this guy's going to save your life. But he is really good when you need a reviver. Especially even in like Dragon early game, like he is an early game reviver, but he's also a late game helper, is what he is essentially. So if you're thinking about building him right off the cuff, don't. You know what I mean? He's not. I mean, if you get him like right in the first week, yeah, build him. But like otherwise, I wouldn't go crazy working on him. I would just get him as far as you can. Let's get out of the stage. You just need him for the revive, essentially. Let's get out of here. Let's go into Dragon, see if he does anything in here. We'll give him a shot. All right, we're going to go into stage 20 just because. All right, we're going to take you out. We're going to take you out. We're going to leave you. All right. So now we've got a speed up, defense down, and we've got a main attacker. So we'll bring in Mr. Grinner as our reviver slash what is that? Attack up. Now I don't have marked. I would like to have somebody, honestly, I'd like to have somebody who would remove debuffs. But you know what? We're gonna bring in some more utility to keep us alive. So we're just gonna bring her in. Let's see if that works. I can't imagine that this will fail, but you never know. It is stage 20. I normally like to do these on stage 15 for these videos now because they're a little shorter. But I figure, you know what? If we're going to show a hero now that we don't really know too much about as far as them doing too much, we'll see. But see, this is where if you're having trouble in these fights without having anything to, you don't have a lot of crowd control. That's where this guy kind of comes into play. All right, say he can do that attack. He's got reasonable attack. I mean, we did build him with some attack. The good news here is that you're not being penalized for having someone die now. All right. You have someone who can come in and just revive you. And that's great for the early game. If you're trying to do this without dying, yeah, different story. That's where your farm teams are coming in. Later game, you're going to need heroes that can just do it without a reviver to get through quicker. But yeah, if you want, he's basically he's the catcher. He's the catcher. He's there to catch the ball. All right. Sometimes you drop it. All right. Let him catch it for you is essentially what Mr. Grinner's here for. And he looks really sexy in his little what is that? I was gonna say Diablo, but I always say it wrong. His Hellraiser little S&M bondage gear that he wears. He bought it at S&M. Imagine that was actually I think that probably is a store. But you're going to see he doesn't really add much as far as the fight itself. He's literally just your protection. All right, that's all he's there for. He's not going to be. He does give you attack up, which is nice, as you can see. We've already got what 1, 2, yeah, with 3. We've got like 3 or 4 heroes with attack up. So yeah, I mean he's doing his job. If you're going to use him for only attack up, you're going to need his speed to be incredibly fast. That's very important because he's going to have to get that A1 off as many times as possible in order to give you the attack up on every hero. See, at least he got it off on Kale right now, so that's good. And having Valerie with the shields is going to be enough to kind of help us out and not get killed. Now, we don't have anyone that can remove debuffs from our team, but we do have Valerie who can lower them. And even with that, I mean, look at that. They got through the shield, which is good. That's a good thing that we got through the shield. And this is actually a very fast team, so they're getting through this pretty quickly. This is actually not a bad team. Look at that. Who would have thought, right? But once again, this is a protection team. This is a team that I wouldn't use for farming because, as you can see, the time is long. But it still works. If this is all you got, then this is all you got. You know what I mean? This is how I used to be. This is how I used to farm Dragon and stuff back in the early days. Like I would just make my team like this, where I had 2 support heroes that were very good at keeping my team alive and sacrifice my damage. This is actually 3 support heroes, but yeah, I would just have 1 hero being the damage dealer and then the other 3 kind of keeping my whole team alive so that no one got killed. Yeah, they're not getting through this shield, I'll tell you that much. Or maybe they are. Look at that. All right, so I guess they are getting through that shield. Look at that. Boom, smack in the face. Apothecary coming in for the kill. So let's look at this. So damage-wise, all right, Fleshmonger did a nice 1.8 million. Oh, sorry, 1. we'll say 1.1. Kale did 1.5. Apothecary is at 400,000. Grinner did 767, and Valerie did 298. So she's the worst as far as damage because she's mainly just boost skills. Apothecary uses his A1, which is actually pretty strong against the boss, which is where he gets his damage from. But Grinner still came in at 767,000. So he is going to do some damage. All right, he's not going to do a lot, but it's enough. Like look at this, he did half the damage of Kale. So and he can revive and do attack up, and he's also boosting the rest of your team to do attacks to get their attack up. So don't think that he's terrible. Like I said, he's really good at what he does, and you don't need. Like I said, we had Fleshmonger die. Fleshmonger died. We brought him back. It didn't even affect the fight at all. All right, that was a 3-minute fight. Our best, almost four actually. Our best time on this was 1:37. I haven't come back here to tweak a team and do it, but yeah. So just to kind of give you an idea, it's like a 2-minute, you know, 2 minutes longer because you're using a bunch of support heroes. So yeah, but at least you know that this team will work and get you through the dungeon. As far as any other dungeon, I mean, I guess you could say Ice Golem would be another place that we, could conceivably use him, but there's no reason for us to run it because that's a long fight. But either way, Ice Golem, you could easily use him in stage 20 as an attack up and reviver. Just make sure. I mean, even the team I just used, honestly, could probably get through it. It just would be kind of rough because you'd have to kill the ads first, and it would just take forever. So yeah, you'd have to kind of. It's not an auto battle, I don't think. So, but for 15, like just as just as a quick one, we'll do it. Whatever. We'll go into 15. We'll go into 14 actually because I don't want to bring in. I'm like I don't want to bring in to the wrong affinity. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. We'll go into 15. What's the difference? What's the difference, right? We'll see what happens. All right, so we've got Kale. We're not bringing Mithrala. We're bringing the same team in. Let's see if they work. All right, we're going past everyone. All right, so we need Grinner. We need my pig boy, which is over here. And then who else did we bring? We brought in Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? So this fight should be a little bit quicker just because we're at 145 level enemies, so I can't imagine. Look at that. He's going to do some reasonable damage in this fight because he's actually the correct affinity here, which is nice. But we're going to see if it works on auto. It's funny because you forget how hard these fights were earlier on. So I'm like, I don't know if it's going to work. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's going to work just fine. I'm like, I ran through this with all poisoners once just because we needed to get the clear. Problem is that all my poisoners are all the blue affinity, so they never get their debuffs off. Even on stage 15, if you wanted to know how much affinity plays. You actually got a poison. That's amazing. All right, so let's see. So they're able to kill it pretty quickly. Nothing. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be that big of a challenge here. It's really just how much damage he does on the big hit, and if anyone dies. Ooh, there you go. We got our protection up, but I don't think he's going to get his attack off before that. Yeah, because he's going to be halfway. There we go. All right, so that's not bad. But then again, there was no ads up, so if they screw up and don't kill an ad, then yeah, you're probably going to take a bigger hit on that. Like this. You're going to see if they don't kill the ad. There you go. I was actually kind of hoping he wasn't going to kill the ad, just so you could see them get hit with it. But yeah, he's going to work in here either way. Is this going to be a stage 20 run team? No, I'd probably, if I had to guess, it depends on if you're trying to go for speed or just staying alive. If you're trying to stay alive, I might even consider taking out Pigman and bringing in another somewhat attack-oriented support hero. Maybe someone who can remove debuffs, because that's going to be your biggest problem here is the freeze and the heal. Actually, the heal reduction is the bigger problem than the freeze. The freeze ain't so bad. It's one turn of whatever, but the heal reduction basically stops you from keeping your team alive. You can still heal someone when they're frozen. You can't heal them when they're reduced. There you go. All right, so yeah, I mean, he's going to work in here. He's going to work in here. You got your attack ups. He still did reasonable damage comparatively. Yeah, same thing. Kale's number one, Fleshmonger, Grinner, Valerie, and Apothecary. All right, so there you go. Let's get out of here. I just realized we didn't show his total stats, so we're going to look at that now. We did have him in Stone Skin at one point, but I changed my mind and took him out of it. All right, where's my boy Grinner? He's got a great little face too. It's the best. It's the best face. Oh, I just passed him. There he is. Let's look at his total stats because, like I said, I totally forgot to do this. So here you go. 46,000 HP. He's got 2,200 attack, 2,400 defense. Easily could take out from attack and put into defense, or vice versa, or just maybe just boost his defense a little more so he stays alive longer. You really want him to be beefy, so I would say even more HP and more defense would be your best bet. His speed is 215. His crit rate is 109, so actually we can definitely, lose some of that. And then crit damage is 98. He's got 96 resistance and 278 accuracy. The reason we have his accuracy as high as we do on here is because we want him to land that removal, and that's the big thing. Outside of his removal is his best skill. So, and it's an AoE damage dealer at damage skill, so you definitely want to be able to, take advantage of it. So could you use him as a main attacker? Probably not. Is he going to do a lot of damage? Yeah. If you're going to build him though as a secondary, like let's say you have apothecary and what's that? Not apothecary. Let's say you have who's that void hero? Let's just say just in case. This is not mystery shard only kind of interesting stuff. We're going to do some other stuff. We're going to go off topic for a little second. Where is she? Here we go. All right, so let's just say you have Reliquary Tender. Now she has a revive. She has decreased attack, continuous heal, right? Yeah. All right, so she has a revive also. So you could bring her in and have her as your main reviver, and then you could build him as a solid attacker. Is that going to work? Yes. Is it going to be something that I would choose to do? I mean, if I'm messing around, I wouldn't be too upset with doing it. But to be honest, he could do some serious damage. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you could boost him to do that much damage and just be a damage booster that has a reasonable attack and can remove debuffs. I mean, I mean, basically, it would be like building War Priest as a damage dealer. So yeah, definitely some options with him. I wouldn't say there's one way to go with him. It really just depends on if you need more damage output and you want somebody who can revive, and whether or not you need a person if you need him as a first tier reviver or if you're using him as a second tier reviver. Because some fights require more reviving. I mean, there's some hard fights out there. I've had plenty of fights where I'll use Syl and I'll use uh, Arbiter just because they both have the revive. All right, so yeah, there you go. Just make sure they all survive. That's it. That's the whole point, right? So if he can survive, then you can build him as attack oriented as you want. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. He is a great hero though. I mean, he's not a first stringer, but he's definitely he's a first stringer when you need him. Let's put it that way. You're gonna be like, I'm glad I built him, but he's not going to be in every content of the game. He'll definitely help you a lot in the early game. He'll definitely help you in faction wars and in the city, and maybe even some dungeons if you're having trouble getting through without dying. All right. So if you have any questions, let me know. Leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. You help the channel grow. We do a live show every single week. And yeah, if you guys have anything else, let me know. So this is Grinner, the S&M bondage demon. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.